If I was watching the movie, your little documentary, what action did you expect from me?
If you are a fan of history, if you loved history, then you'll be moved to come and look at what happened in Cape Coast Castle. If you are into biodiversity, in terms of the plants, you would come to Ankasa. And
so you're saying that you wanted to move people to go and see these?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Simple that way.
Did you find out what you eventually, your aim, was it from your own perspective or from the perspective of other people?
We had a tourism guide, a guide to tourists, and we looked at what is tourism, what do tourists look out for. So those are the things we said, then we must answer those questions that they may have when they come to Kapu. That's what our documentary said. Answer the questions tourists will have.
How meaningful was this exercise to you?
That was the first time I personally had the opportunity to communicate in audiovisuals.
It gave me the opportunity to be creative in the area of filmmaking because I had not done anything like that before. And also visiting those places was an exposure for me.
Tell me, you said it made you creative. What did you really do on your team? What was your contribution
I
to
was
this
the director.
team? You were the director.
What was the process for determining who would play what role?
Before we left Accra, we had gone through some training with the camera and the light and everything. So we had all tried our hands on them. So we spoke to each other like, what can we do? So we gave ourselves, based on what we think we can do and our strengths and all that, we gave ourselves specific rules.
I saw you had two presenters, one from here, one from there. How did you agree or arrive at who should be the presenters?
For our side, the previous day when we met Ivan Kwashiga, Elom did the presentation. They did something that was like a presentation, and Ivan was like, she did very well with it. She did very well. So based on his judgment and knowing the kind of person he is, we felt that Elom was going to be very good with the presentation.
A presenter role was a role. So someone was director of photography, someone was sound, someone was presenter solely. And it was in the decision-making process that she thought she could, that was the position she could do the most or be best at.
And what did the rest of you say to that?
I think she was good on the job.
What was next, Sax? The interviews, yes.
How did you feel generally about the interview process?
Well, I felt good. It was basically on finance, and I think I have a lot of knowledge on all the questions that were asked, so I was able to deliver. So after the whole thing, I felt satisfied because I thought I had done very well.
Okay. Michael, if you don't mind, you said that you wanted, when you were asked how much you wanted to be paid, you said 20 million, 2,000 Ghana cedi. Can you tell us what went into your conclusion, your decision in asking for 2,000?
I would like to know if how much I will be paid if I'm employed. Like, what's your range like?
Interesting. How much do you think you're worth?
I would like to know the range before I'll be able to peg myself.
That's very interesting.
About 2,000 would do, 2,000 Ghana cedi. That was a managerial role. And also, that would be the salary I'll be taking after my master's with Westminster. So I took all those things into consideration, and I also took into consideration the research I had done, and I realized that the salary range was within that.
Araba, when they asked you what do you hope to become in the next couple of years, you said you wanted to be what? A
Cardiosurgeon.
A cardiosurgeon?
Yes.
And yet you were applying for a managerial position in a bank.
I do not think wanting to be a cardiosurgeon in the next 10 years stops me from giving my best at any corporate organization now. And I told the resource persons there, as a science student, I bring on board critical analysis, analytical thinking. Those are things, and I'm also in a better position to relate to customers who are not totally in tune with their
Let's be realistic. The next 10 years, you want to be a cardiosurgeon. How long does it take to become a cardiosurgeon?
6 years.
6 years. Mm-hmm. So what you're telling us is that you intend to work for the company for 4 years, and then what?
And then be a cardiosurgeon.
How does that happen?
I think it's better to get the best out of a person for 4 years